Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Digital Garage. Welcome to this Google Digital Garage training session called Create and Connect on YouTube. Today's session will run for 1 hour. My name is Elaine Doyle and I'm the Principal YouTube Specialist working across large clients in the UK and Ireland, where we work together to develop award-winning campaigns. And I also work closely with our product teams on the development of the YouTube platform. Prior to Google, I worked as a brand development lead and marketing manager with a remit to build brands for sale. I would also like to introduce our moderator, Michael Knowles, who's making himself at home there in the chat. Michael is also a Google Digital Garage coach and will be interacting with you and answering some of your questions via the instant chat just to the right there. You can identify him by his name, Michael, as well as a little blue spanner next to his name, if you want to say hello again there, Michael. Just before we start, I wanted to call out a few things to help you today. Firstly, if you are having any trouble viewing the webinar right now, please do try refreshing your page. If you would like to join the instant chat today, you do need a YouTube account, which you can very easily set up by clicking in the box on the right there. We'll be pausing throughout the session to answer the more complex questions from the chat box, so please do feel free to fire away with your questions throughout. Just to let you know, we are running this Google Digital Garage virtual training as part of a broader offering of courses. If you would like to check our schedule of upcoming webinar trainings, please see the information on this in the description below, which links you through to our website. Feel free to share your experience on social media and tell your friends and family about these webinars using the hashtag Digital Garage. Lastly, if you have any feedback from today's session, please complete the feedback form linked down in the description box. Once you complete the feedback form, a link will appear for you to download a PDF of today's content. We'll also keep the webinar live for you to rewatch for 2 hours. So that's the housekeeping done, and hopefully the one bug or mishap in this training. So let's go ahead and look at what we will cover today. This session will be split into 3 key areas. These areas can also be used to create your own action plan. So as we're going through today, grab a pen and paper. Everyone will have different needs. So as we go through the session, make note of what you will do to action your learnings. Today, we will learn how to get started with YouTube. I will guide you through the steps to set up your own YouTube channel. We'll be exploring how to use YouTube to market your product or brand by identifying ways to create great content. And we will be looking at planning, filming, and editing, and the tools available to support you to create incredible YouTube content. Learn how to connect with your audience and gain subscribers organically in the digital world. Your audience will want to feel connected, and we have some simple actions you can take to connect more with your audience. And once you have your videos up, you can maximize your chance to be seen. So again, learning how to get started with YouTube, exploring how to use YouTube to market your product or brand, and learning how to connect with your audience and gain subscribers organically. Thank you for joining us so far. And hi from West Cork, it's amazing to see. And hello from Iraq, that's unbelievable. That's really made me feel a little bit more comfortable to know that I have a lot of great company here. While you're listening now, maybe have a think about if you were to have to watch only one type of YouTube content for the rest of your time on earth, what would it be that you would be watching? I know for me, I think it might have to be Get Ready With Me videos. There's just something really soothing about those. I'd love to see what that means for you and what kind of content you like to watch as a consumer of YouTube. And thank you for offering there. Before we get started, let's discover why YouTube is the right place for you and your brand to grow. YouTube is the world's largest video network and the second largest search engine behind Google. The platform enables businesses to share their unique stories and build connections. Every day, businesses just like yours start reaching interested customers by setting up their YouTube channels and creating their own videos. Over 2 billion logged in users visit YouTube each month. That's almost 1/3 of the internet. Every day, people watch over 1 billion hours of video and generate billions of views. Being present on YouTube gives you and your brand a voice and an opportunity to connect to your audience through video. And there are some features to support you and to enhance your growth opportunities. Sinead, Katie has been one of the most subscribed YouTube channels for makeup tips in Ireland. And she's had incredible success on YouTube in what is an incredibly competitive category. She created The Makeup Chair, a YouTube channel aiming to teach all her makeup tips and tricks, and now has more than 1.3 million subscribers to her channel. Her success on YouTube also led her to write and launch a book. Sinead's main reason for starting her YouTube channel was to support getting a placement at a beauty college in Cork, where I'm from. Having tried and failed to get in previously, she was told to find ways to show experience and interest in the makeup and beauty industry. And so her channel was created and she began to gain thousands of views. Vlogging has now become her career instead. So a really inspiring story. To date, she has had over 167 million views and continues to share her passion throughout great content. I one time found myself on a train not wearing any makeup across from Sinead, Katie. And I knew that when I got off the train, I was attending an important meeting. And so I'd have to do my makeup and just get ready on the train. And it was quite daunting to have to do that in front of a makeup expert, but ho hum, on I went. Any of us can have success on YouTube, and you too can have success. We all have to start somewhere. So we're going to start with the very basics here. Some of you watching may have already done these first steps, but it's still useful to check you've set up your account in an optimum way to suit your business and brand needs. And so what we're going to do now is demonstrate the steps to create a YouTube channel. First things first, use your Google account to sign into YouTube. That's your email and password. If you don't have a Google email account, it's simple to set one up. Just click sign in and follow the steps to create an account. If you are ready to sign into YouTube, the button is on the top right-hand corner of the page. With a Google account, you can watch and like videos and subscribe to channels. However, without a YouTube channel, you have no public presence on YouTube. Even if you have a Google account, you need to create a YouTube channel to upload videos, comment, or make playlists, which is what we want to do to be able to showcase your brand. You can use a computer or the YouTube mobile site to create a new channel. Now that you're signed in, or we are signed in, to create a channel, click your profile picture in the top right corner. This may be the initial of your name if you have not uploaded a picture to your Google account. So now the top option in the drop-down menu is create a channel. Once selected, YouTube will ask you to confirm your creator journey, which you do by selecting Get Started. Now we are ready to create a channel. This is a lovely moment for a lot of businesses. Let's savor it. There are two types of channels to choose from. So to explain the two types of channels, you can choose to create a personal channel or a custom channel. A personal channel, which uses your name as on your Google account, and only you can access and control. So for your personal channel, it's just you log it in, it uses your name. The other option is to use a custom channel, which allows you to create a name for your channel. I would recommend this option for a brand channel as it gives you the opportunity to create a brand identity. You can use your brand's name or another name. A good channel name represents you and your content. You might consider, if you're thinking about building a personal brand identity, going down this route as well. Make your name relevant, easy to spell, and memorable. You want people to be able to talk about your channel and share it across their platforms. So think about that as if you were creating a website URL, for example, or what your domain name is for your business. I'm sure you put a lot of thought into that. So is this going to be the same, or is it going to be slightly different? Don't worry too much if you can't decide straight away, as you can change your channel name at a later date. In fact, you can change it around 3 times every 90 days. But do remember that after changing your name, it may take a couple of days for the new name to update and display across YouTube. This is especially good if your channel ends up progressing and changing direction. I've noticed that with some startups that we work with, for example, they find themselves maybe focusing on one aspect of their brand or revisiting their brand name, and so they will end up changing it over time. But once you have your name chosen, ta-da, your channel is created. So easy. Once we have our name chosen, again, once you've done that, that's really the most important thing, I think. And then you're ready to go. The next simple steps will help you to optimize your channel. In terms of, these are just the finishing touches that will help to optimize a channel and complete the setup process for you. So when you're optimizing it, there are a couple of things that you really need to consider. I would say, upload a profile picture. That could be your brand logo, your channel icon. It will be displayed as a thumbnail image whenever you comment on other users' videos. So it's important that it's easy to recognize. It's also a really helpful way for your existing customers to be able to recognize you if you're using something, of course, that they can associate with you. For your description, the description section, also known as the About page, is a brief outline of your channel. It's where you want to highlight the type of content you will be publishing. Start showcasing your tone of voice and your personality. A great tip is to have a look at brands that you love and have a look at their pages. Have a look at vloggers that you love and have a look at their pages. It's a great place to describe to your viewers the benefits of watching your videos. What's in it for them? What will they get out of watching? The clearer, the better. If you wrote your description a while ago, is it still relevant? It's definitely worth having a look and making sure your core values are standing out. Sometimes for this, I think the end is sometimes the best place to start when you're thinking about these descriptions. What is it that you really want your channel to be? Talk about that in your description. Put descriptive and searchable content first. The first few sentences of your description will appear on the YouTube search results, so make sure you have a clear call to action, also known as a CTA. Links, you'll be prompted to add links to your site. So if you have a website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you can add it there. This helps direct your viewers to more of your wonderful content, and allows you to kind of plug it into your overall ecosystem as you have it. And that's it. Your channel has been created and your profile is ready to be viewed. It really is that simple. So at this point, I would encourage you to take a note of what needs to be added to your own personal action plan under the setup section, whether that's all the steps we've just gone through or to check over the areas to get the most out of the look on your page. It's really an exciting time when you do this. And I actually think that a lot of brand marketers get a wonderful, or even business owners, even through this process, it helps them to refine messaging more generally in their business. So this exercise is a really good thing to do because it forces you to focus and be honest and really zero in and hone in on the benefits of your business. When we're looking at connecting and growing on YouTube, these next three things will come up a lot: watch time, subscribers, and community. Watch time is how long viewers watch your content. Watch time is important because YouTube may surface your content to more people based on their viewing patterns, right? So when you're watching, if somebody's watching videos, a lot of videos related to the kind of content that you produce, then YouTube might suggest that to them. As you upload more videos, you can look at different watch time reports in YouTube analytics to understand how well different videos perform. And we'll talk about analytics later. Subscribers are viewers who've indicated that they want to see more of your content and click the subscribe button on your channel. Subscribers are critical to your success on YouTube because they tend to spend more time watching your channel than viewers who haven't subscribed. And if they have notifications turned on, they'll be alerted when you post something new. Asking your viewers to subscribe is a great call to action to use in your content. The other piece is your subscribers usually get a kind of a weekly digest, which shows them all of the content that they've subscribed to on YouTube. This comes out from YouTube centrally, and your video can be featured if somebody has subscribed to your content. So it's always nice to be able to kind of tap into those broader email marketing added value from YouTube. For community refers to connecting with your audience on a deeper level. You can do this by interacting with viewers in the comment section of videos, just like Michael and all of you are now, hosting live streams for your loyal fans, or sharing extra content via the community tab. When you connect with your audience, they subscribe and become a part of your community, which leads them to spend more time watching your content. In this next session, we're going to explore how to use YouTube to market your product or brand by identifying ways to create great content. What do you think makes good content? So I asked at the beginning, what kind of content do you love using? What kind of content do you love watching? What do you think makes good content? What do you enjoy watching on YouTube? What makes you subscribe? Have you ever shared a video? What kind of things do you like to watch? There's no right or wrong answer here. It's all about personal preference. It can be, it's time that you're spending watching content that you enjoy, and there's usually that involves a lot of variety. So have a think about those things. Have a think about what it is in that content that actually engages you. It will be an area of interest for you, I'm sure, but there's probably other things, stylistic things, and approaches that really help you to really be sort of attracted to that content. One way to see what's popular on YouTube is by viewing what is trending on the homepage. So if you go to youtube.ie now, the main homepage, for example, you will see on the left-hand side, it says trending. If you tap on that, you will see what's trending in Ireland right now. If you want to get a view of what's trending worldwide from a cultural point of view, just have a look at what viewers are interested in. It can give you a broader insight into the appetite of viewers generally. So you can have a look and see, okay, I'm thinking about creating content. Is there an appetite? Is there a current trend that I can zone in on and work with? You can go to youtube.com/trends and you'll see a lot of different trends there that you can it makes sense for your business to tap into, or you can just have some inspiration and have a look at how they're running that content. So together, we're going to look at simple steps that help develop great videos and build a loyal community. So why does great content matter? Right? Great content attracts viewers, and viewers have the potential to become followers or customers if you are a business. So content marketing is always a hot topic, and really great content is central to that. Great content keeps viewers happy. We watch things that we enjoy, and happy viewers keep coming back. They become part of your online community and even advocates for your brand. Great content keeps you happy. Making content is fun and rewarding. Be authentic to who you are and what you enjoy. Enthusiasm is infectious. If you are enjoying what you do, viewers will be drawn to that, and so the cycle continues. I can see Paula loves watching food recipes. Very cool. I also have to say that's one of my guilty pleasures. So the role of content is really a point of connection. Over the last couple of months, we've seen a lot of content generated around the idea of utility, service, and comfort. And that's been some of the trends that we've seen throughout this period. There are some key steps to consider when you're creating your content. The first thing I think is really important is to identify your goal. This is kind of our approach to everything at YouTube. We really focus on the outcomes. What is it that we're trying to achieve overall? Sometimes I like to write a kind of a success statement. So success is building this content that people will engage with and that maybe I hear somebody tell me about in a while. So identifying your goal. What is it that you would like to do? or what it is it like that you would like your YouTube channel to do. If you're clear on that now, maybe share some of that in the comments with Michael. I'd love to see if you have a sense of maybe what you'd like to do. Maybe you'd like to become a YouTuber yourself, or maybe it'll become a channel to bridge between you and some potential customers. We also need to plan and prepare who, what, and where. You know, how are we going to create the content? Who's going to be involved? And then it's going to be around structuring your content, deciding on a beginning, middle, and end, focused around what it is that you want to achieve. And the next part is having your equipment ready. You can use these simple steps to create your content. Firstly, we need to decide what we are aiming for. So in identifying your goal, right, what are the benefits of doing this? Well, you need to ask yourself, what are you aiming for? Your YouTube channel showcases something that you're passionate about. And I think that's where, when we think about the likes of Sinead Cady, why she did so well is because that kind of authentic passion really resonates with your audience. Think about what drives you to create a YouTube channel and content. Maybe you want to build a brand, educate a target audience, entertain viewers, or even sell something. If you're clear on your goal first, it makes it a lot easier to create the steps to get there. So getting clear on your goal helps you to build a real solid foundation to plan out your content. And then to planning and preparing. The one I find the easiest to skip, right? An hour of planning can save you 10 hours of doing. Who do you want to feature in your video? What will be said? Where will you film it? Now, of course, these answers are going to vary from product to purpose and budget to equipment available. But no matter who you are or what your brand is, having a clear idea of what you want to do, why you want to do it, and how you're going to do it before starting is going to help you create an effective video. Consider your space for filming. Background. No prints, clear backgrounds. Be careful about the logos that you see whilst filming. Everything you wear and display sends a message. Make sure your outfit contrasts with your background so you don't blend in. I hope my outfit contrasts with the background today, if possible. But one of the interesting things I think about when you're planning out your video and the where and the what is around being is around really focusing on not necessarily the quality of the, that you need a big high-tech studio, but more the quality of your message and the authenticity that you're putting into it. And making sure that you can be really clear on that and not having lots of distractions. So again, no prints, clear backgrounds. For sound, try and find a room with clothes or carpets in and avoid echoes. Example, the bathroom. This is actually my overflow here, so there's plenty of clothes here to absorb my dulcet tones. But as much as I would have thought, and I remember a band we were working with once was filming some kind of snippets to back up a music video, and they were doing it in the bathroom, which you would think sounds like the right place to do it given the volume, but actually it's not a great place to do it at all. So again, make sure a room, carpets, speakers. It is more important to be visually engaging, so please bear this in mind when choosing where you film or you stream from. For lighting, film during the day, film facing a window as I am now, in order to catch natural daylight, and consider how shadow sits on your face because that can actually be distracting. You definitely want somebody to be able to see the full, vision and the full expression of what it is that you're trying to say. Try and angle the lighting you do have to balance lights left and right. So making sure that you have enough lighting covering the whole of what it is that you're trying to show. Time spent planning, as I said, can save you hours doing and redoing. By getting it right, I think in the first shot, it saves a lot of time in editing later on. So if you're set up and you're ready to go, and maybe you might fluff your words, but the rest of it is okay. And it means that you get it done quicker. It's a quicker turnaround. And editing is much less of an issue. The other thing I think that's really important to consider here is You must consider how you show up on mobile. Mobile is one of the primary ways that YouTube is consumed, along with, of course, now viewing on TV screens. And so if you imagine somebody watching your video on their phone on a dull day, or even even more miraculous in Ireland, an extremely sunny day where you can't actually see your screen that well. If you're looking at a video where it's kind of dull or dark, it's much harder to be able to take all of the elements in. So again, important things to consider. I always say, if you can land it so that you look good on mobile, you will flourish on TV. So once you've planned the who, what, and where, you can start thinking about the structure of the video itself. In terms of structuring your video, all stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. When structuring your videos, it's a good idea to use the same concept. So think about your beginning, your hook, your middle, what you're going to want to engage them with, and your end. I like to call this, in my world, the hook, the line, and the sinker, right? So no matter how long your video is, it should have that hook, line, and sinker. Your introduction should be where you introduce the aim of the video and make sure that all of your content tees up to this aim. You want to hook your audience at the beginning so that they continue watching. In the middle, that's going to be the heart of the sandwich, as it were. This is your main content. What are you trying to communicate, and why is it important? Everything should ladder up to your core content goals. You may want to identify a problem for your viewers and follow it with a solution. It's not actually just about being kind of lively throughout a video. It's more about being able to bring them on the journey of the beginning, introducing what it is that you want to talk about. The middle bit being, here's more compelling reasons to tune into what I'm saying, and the end having a call to action. That might be, subscribe to your channel. It might be commenting. It might be watching another video of yours. But again, all of that will tie back to what you're trying to communicate and why is it important. In some ways, if your video is designed to be really engaging, it might be that people discover you because YouTube system suggests your video over time rather than that they've ever subscribed. So actually what goes into your video is a really interesting signal for YouTube as a platform to be able to suggest your video as a viewing option for the rest of your audience. So continue to think back to your goal there. Storyboards are a great tool to use to plan out your video. You don't need to be an artist to sketch out your video plan. Start with your beginning, middle, and end, and then plan each shot in detail. The more you plan here, the easier it is to shoot your video. I love using kind of stickmen to see what's going to happen. Am I landing everything? Have I covered everything? There's nothing worse than having a really energetic day of filming and shooting and then realizing afterwards that you've missed a critical component. It's actually easier done than I care to admit. What equipment do you need? So this, I think, is where we really start to get into the freedom of creativity and expression on YouTube. You may think you need to have access to a fancy studio, or start thinking about turning the spare room into a studio, or maybe move the kids into the garage so you space for lots of new equipment. And you might be thinking, how much is all of this going to cost? And you might be thinking, my money is better spent somewhere else. But actually, you probably already have most of the things you need to get started. There are a few things that are vital to have before uploading your first video. The first is obvious, a video camera. With technology continuing to improve on your phones, most camera phones now have high resolution and definitely good enough to get you started. Better now, they actually have filters and lots of things to keep you looking good throughout the process. I would, however, think about mounting the smartphone on a tripod, which you can pick up quite easily, because a stable image looks a lot better than one created with an unsteady handheld camera. This morning, I have my laptop kind of sat here on a mount, which is holding it up so that I'm able to speak in this way more directly. Lighting, again, we talked about that, but lighting can really enhance the look on camera. There are lots of affordable LED lights available to buy online if you'd like those. Kim Kardashian is a major fan. Or if your budget is zero, natural light is effective too, like the light that I'm using today. Of course, if I don't necessarily look 100% there, let it be a lesson to us all. Make sure the light is coming from behind the camera, directed towards what you are capturing. Again, these little pieces can really help with quality and allows you to be able to look absolutely great on mobile. Your microphone. Obviously, you need to be heard. Remember that the microphone on your phone was designed to pick up you speaking from a close distance. So it may be okay if you're close to your phone, but if you have a wider shot or are moving about, you may want to consider an external microphone. Who hasn't dreamt of holding one up for somebody, right? For video editing software, there are lots of options when it comes to editing. Lots of creators start with the free editing software that is installed on their computer, such as iMovies or Windows Movie Maker, for example. Or you can use free online editing apps. You can also do some quick editing touch-ups in YouTube Studio. You can access it at studio.youtube.com. For example, you can add or edit end screens, as well as trim unwanted sections of your video before or after publishing. That can be a really, really handy thing to do. If you do enough planning, all right, if you do enough planning, then this editing bit, it's really just a case of trimming, and it's really easy. So I recommend that. As you get more experience with creating content, you may decide more lighting would suit your needs, or to purchase a more sophisticated editing program. You can always add to your basic equipment, but as you can see, you can start with what you have. So there is no stopping you. I'm going to remember all of the names from today so that I can go and subscribe to your channels after that. So now I would love to go to some questions. Exciting. Okay. Lavinia Mani. Hello, Lavinia, and thank you for your question. Can you have both personal and custom channel under the same Google account? It is not recommended, is what I'm going to say to that. You can create a custom channel. One of the workarounds is you can create a custom channel and add your Google account as somebody who can access the custom channel, but you can't actually do the other way around. So if you have a personal channel, you can't kind of add a custom channel, but if you have a custom channel, you can add your Google personal account. So you can access both of them, but I think the question there is probably more around access than it is around accessing the Google accounts. Let me know if I've answered your question properly there, but my recommendation will be custom channel. And yeah, so what is the simplest free app or software to film and edit? I love YouTube Studio, of course, .com, but any of the iMovies or Video Maker apps are really, really easy to use and really easy to do. So I suggest any of those. To be honest, light editing is what you should maybe aim for and just be doing, personal talk to camera pieces work really, really well on YouTube. So if you could maybe begin with talking directly to the camera, giving your piece. We see that a lot of authentic sort of direct to camera, in the moment, real time talking is working really, really well on YouTube. I think it really supports that personal connection. Even the likes of Ariana Grande does a lot of YouTube videos like that. She did a YouTube music video just like that as well. So I think that kind of personal feel can be quite good, and usually it requires a lot less editing, which is handy. For growing our channel, hi Naz, for growing our channel, how many videos we should share at least min or max per week, month, etc. So there's no hard or fast rule for this. But what I would say is that where you are regularly uploading content, I would make sure that you say that at the top, maybe using your banner ad at the top of your YouTube channel to say videos uploaded every Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it is. I think one video a week is a very reasonable place to start. If you're doing scrappy, like 1 minute, 2 minute videos, of course, you can do a lot more than that. So I would say, maximum would probably be 7 per week. 1 per day would be essentially the maximum, I would say, as a golden rule for doing it. One of the things that's really important is how you describe and tag your video. So hashtags, for example, are also kind of searchable and workable on the YouTube platform. So make sure that you're including all of that. And we're going to go through some of that now. Jessie, for selling products, how long would a good video be? That's a great question. So it's sort of the $1 million question in a way. So if you're doing a video that you're going to use in advertising, the 30-second length on YouTube is my personal favorite. I love it because if you're using skippable video, you are only charged when somebody watches to the end of your ad. But also I think that the beats of the sort of 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds helps you do that hook, line, sinker, story arc to your content, which I think is a really nice way of doing it. If you want to demonstrate your product, or if you don't have to if it's not going to be for advertising, but it's just going to be kind of evergreen content, then I would suggest that you do, you can do it for as long as possible. Or you can do it for as long as you wish. 2 minutes is usually a nice amount of time. It's not too much commitment for the viewer, especially on content that isn't entertainment content, if that makes sense. So hopefully that answers that. Katie, hello, Katie. What are the possibilities for YouTube for nonprofits accounts to fundraise alongside live streaming on YouTube in Ireland? There are plenty of possibilities, which we can follow up with afterwards, but we do have, often it depends on how many subscribers the nonprofit has on YouTube. So you need about 1,000 to begin with, but we have lots of nonprofits support that we give, and grants and all of that kind of thing that we can send across to you. But yeah, there is, if you're live streaming, you can use it for that as well. We work a lot with Comic Relief in the UK, for example, and we run their Comic Relief programs out through YouTube. So all very possible, and I love that that's the way that you're thinking, Katie. Thanks a million for that. So if that has answered a lot of your questions there, then we can move on and we can go to some more questions again over time. Feel free to keep popping them in and we'll get to them as we go. So now we're going to explore some more ways to connect and build your community on YouTube. And these are one of the things that you can maybe think about and add into the chat as we go. How do you currently connect with your audience on YouTube? Do you have content? Do you post content? Is there anything that you're currently doing? I'd really love to hear about that if you did. So attracting those initial viewers is the foundation of success on YouTube. It takes ongoing effort, but there are several characteristics that you can apply to forming your new audience. I love to, when I'm thinking about connecting with my audience, really thinking about who they are, kind of who the personas are, who it is that I'm talking to, and really keeping that person in my mind so that it doesn't feel like I'm just sort of broadcasting out to oblivion. Like even just taking those questions there, I already feel closer to all of you and love knowing kind of what's on your mind and what you're thinking. And for the rest of this, I have you in my mind's eye. So these are some of the ways that we can help with attracting your audience. Attracting those initial viewers is the foundation of success on YouTube. It does take ongoing effort, but the momentum effects of doing it are really, really pay off, right? So it's kind of one of those things that you kind of do, and then suddenly it starts to really come together. You start to generate a lot more activity on your channel, a lot more engagement as you go. It's not a case that you can kind of upload a couple of videos and hope for the best. There's things that you'll need to do, but again, it is so worthwhile once you do it. So targeting, discoverability, that's something that we're going to go a little bit deeper in. Accessibility, collaboration, and shareability. These are the several characteristics that you can apply to forming your new audience. So for targeting, when creators first start out, many assume that it's best to make their videos appeal to the broadest audience possible. However, many creators find success by tapping into smaller, passionate, niche communities. These niches vary in size from huge communities like those who play the game Fortnite to smaller communities like antique car collectors. So again, I love that idea of, you know, deciding kind of who your ideal audience is and how you speak to them. When you have a real sense of who you're speaking to, it really shows in your videos. And don't get overwhelmed by how many billions of people are online. Talking to less people can help you gain more followers, because you can really gain that sort of network effect traction by targeting in. On discoverability, YouTube is one of the most used search engines in the world. Think about how your channel can appeal to people based on their search queries. So you can build trending topics into your videos. And I mentioned that earlier about some of the ways that you can keep up with trends. You can design your content in a way that it ties into trending topics in news or in pop culture, as well as looking at the trending section on YouTube. So again, if you go to youtube.com, on the left-hand side, you'll see trending up there, and you can just click on that to see in your region what are the trending videos right now. You can also use resources such as Google Trends, googletrends.com, or Twitter Trends even to see. One of the things that I love to do with customers often is we have a look at what are our competitors doing on YouTube. What kind of advertising campaigns are they running? And then what are the gaps that they have? So what are they doing that we can learn from, but also what are they doing that we can do a lot better, for example, or where are the kind of content gaps that there's an opportunity for us to fill? So it can always be a little source of strategic advantage as well. Tagging your videos can help your content be more discoverable. Tags are descriptive keywords that you can add to your video to help viewers find your content. So for example, when you're uploading your video, you'll get the option to add tags underneath it. You can add these. If you think about these as sort of search engine optimization, so if somebody was looking for you, what is it that you would be putting in there? Your video's title, thumbnail, and description are important pieces of metadata for your video's discovery. Whilst your video is uploading, you can select more options and add your tags. For more tips on how to write effective descriptions and tags, Michael will share a link now in the chat. Thank you, Michael. In terms of accessibility, when making new videos, consider that not everyone will have seen your previous videos. Your latest work might be the first thing that they've ever seen from you. So make sure that kind of every time that you're opening, and you'll see that a lot of actual YouTubers are really good at doing this. They'll be like, hi, if you don't know me, this is what I do, this is who I am. So just making sure that you involve and are inclusive in all of that. Collaboration. Collaboration, I think, is a word that's almost become synonymous with YouTube. Collaborating is one of the fastest ways to build an audience on YouTube and to build relationships inside the vibrant and active community of creators. So you can reach out directly to other YouTubers if you wanted to collaborate in the same space. There's lots of ways and networking events to build up those collaborations. Certainly something worth considering. It can also be that you're presenting or teaming up with another channel, which can be useful as well. In terms of shareability, sharing a video can be powerful because people are discovering you from the people they trust the most, their friends and family. So if you're topical and you're relatable and you provide practical value for your viewers, then it's very likely that people who will respond to that and then go on and share it afterwards. There are some features available on YouTube that will help you to support you in implementing these strategies. So, as we know, there are over 2 billion active users on YouTube watching 1 billion hours of YouTube watched daily, right? So if I want to put that in context in Ireland, for example, it's bigger than any of the subscription services, for example. And if you think about maybe how much you led into those over the last number of months, and yet YouTube is still bigger. When you have a YouTube channel, it's important to work on connecting and growing your audience. It's also important here to remember that this takes time and effort. However, there are lots of features to support you. We have premieres, live streaming, community posts, stories, analytics, and ad opportunity. And why is YouTube, I suppose, the place to grow your community? Well, YouTube has the highest ad viewability, 93%. That is that people can actually see your ad on YouTube. Why is that important? Well, we like to be market leading on viewability because we believe that if somebody hasn't seen your ad completely, if they haven't seen the full impression, then it's very unlikely that they've taken an action as a result of that. So we make sure our standards are really, really high for how we calibrate for viewability, and also audibility. 95% of all of our ads are watched with the sound on, for example. In Ireland, 70% more YouTube users are engaging with creators and channels, and more importantly, 90% of people say they discover new brands or products on YouTube. That's unbelievable. When I'm also thinking about why YouTube, it's like 79% of internet users have their own YouTube account, right? That is unbelievable. And speaking from experience, almost 8 out of 10 marketers consider YouTube to be the most effective marketing platform. So you don't need to use all of those features. As we go through each feature now, think about which ones will be useful for you and your channel. And let's look at how to use each feature. So we spoke about premieres, or we spoke about live streaming, I should say, there with Katie. But for here, it's interesting. For here, it's interesting to think about maybe how you might use premieres. So YouTube Premieres is a feature that lets you and your viewers watch and experience a new video together, right? It's a great way to build hype before uploading a video, and also enables you to connect directly with your viewers on the lead up, during, and after an upload, okay? So what you do is you start by uploading a video just as you normally would. In the drop-down, select Scheduled. Now select the video that you want to upload. While the video is processing, switch on Premiere. You do this with the slide button toggle. You can then pick a date and a time for your premiere and just decide, I suppose, when do you want your fans to be able to first watch the video? Because you can say, I'm announcing this top secret thing, or let's watch all this together, or we're doing a rebrand, or we've got a new brand ambassador, or there's a very special project that we're doing as a nonprofit, or here are the ways you've always wanted to be able to help, and here are the ways that you can. I love the idea of the big reveal. So anyway, where we are in this process, so you pick a date and a time. You're saying, this is when I want to go, when I want to premiere my video. What you've done there is you've now created a watch page, right? So this watch page is where the video will eventually premiere, but you can use it to engage with viewers and promote your video leading up to the premiere. To get your viewers excited, chat with them before and during the premiere. This is a great opportunity to connect with your audience. You can share the URL for the watch page in the community tab or across social media networks. So again, take that integrated view. Use all of your networks, all of your schedules, everybody, text your family and your friends. This is how you're going to be able to do it. So for more support on premieres, head over to the Google support page. Michael will share a link in the chat right now. Thank you, Michael. So then about going live on YouTube, right? So we did these steps this morning. If you want to go live on YouTube, you need to verify your account, enter your live stream details, and go live. So let's look at these steps in more detail. Before you can live stream, your YouTube channel needs to be verified. If you haven't done that yet, go to www.youtube.com/verify to add your phone number and receive a verification code. Verifying may take up to it used to be 48 hours, up to 24 hours. So bear this in mind when planning your first live stream. Once you're verified, your channel is enabled and you can live stream instantly, right? So once you're verified, you will want to select the create button in the top right-hand corner as shown here and select go live. This will take you to the studio, and here is where you enter your streaming details. There are 3 ways that you can stream live on YouTube: via your computer webcam, on a mobile device, or by streaming with an encoder, also called an LCR. For mobile, you can now go live via the YouTube app, but your channel must have at least 1,000 subscribers. So it's great for vlogging on the go. So for that, anyone, you go back to those school friends, go back to those high school, go back to your college network, 1,000 subscribers. But it is amazing for vlogging on the go. A streaming encoder allows you to use external audio hardware or multiple cameras. So instead of just using the device that you're streaming on, you can plug into other things. That can be helpful for if you're doing a bigger live stream. A webcam is an easy way to go live, as you don't need an encoder or a minimum amount of followers. So that's quite useful. And the screen here shows the webcam option. And here is where you enter your streaming details. These details will include the title of, the title of your stream, your audience, and whether you want to stream now or schedule for later. Another important factor for live streaming is ensuring a strong internet connection. Once that is complete, simply select next to go to the final step. So now you can go live and connect with your audience. You will have a chance to preview your stream and take a photo to use as the thumbnail before hitting the go live button. There's also the option to share the link and write in the live chat, as Michael is doing now. Then once you are ready, press the blue go live and you will be live. Live streaming allows you to connect with your audience and hold events virtually. It's the next best thing from traditional live events, and really can come into its own at the moment, as much of us are remote. And no matter what your business is, live streaming is a great way to hold engaging events at a low cost. It's a great way for you to host events and communicate more intimately with your audience about your brand and build a strong community relationship. Learn more about setting a live stream on YouTube at support.google.com/YouTube. Live stream events can lead to a greater sales, positive reviews, and overall more interactions between customers and your community. It's important to socialize with your community and build that community sense amongst you all. Also, community is such a great way of getting feedback on your content. A lot of very successful YouTubers and vloggers talk about how the community said, I love this about your video, I preferred that, and they almost become co-creators in the actual process. So it's a really interesting and important feedback loop. Share tips on how to use community posts to connect with an audience here. So that's what I'm about to do. Your channels must have 1,000 subscribers to enable the use of the community tab and posts. The community tab enables you to interact with your viewers beyond video. You can post polls, images, animated GIFs, and more. Ideas to post about? Well, you can promote a collaboration video with a fellow creator or a fan. I love when YouTubers pick out a community person to join their video. Poll your audience on what type of video they want to see next. Show off special behind the scenes photos. Tease an upcoming special announcement, or shout out to a fan or fellow creator using a mention. If you want to engage on the go with YouTube stories, they're popular across all social media platforms. Instagram, Twitter, loads of platforms have them. And now you can utilize their popularity on YouTube too. So YouTube stories only works on the mobile app, and you must have 10,000 subscribers to be eligible for the feature. It's a great way to engage with your subscribers on the go or out and about. Stories expire after 7 days. Which gives your audience time to view your story and your time to respond to comments. You can add music, location stamps, and text to your stories quickly and simply. Stories are a great way to keep your channel active in between video posts. You can also use the community tab to let your audience know you're going to start doing stories, so you can actually tell them that you're doing it and they can tune in. You can see how all the features we have mentioned can be used together. It's a great chance to bring your viewers behind the scenes, give them a preview, or show them something that isn't in your videos. Have fun, try something new. It will only be up for 7 days. And stories are a great way to try new content out, right? They're a great way to just put it out there and see if the audience are engaging. If they don't work or you don't get the views you hoped for, you don't have to spend the time on a longer video. It's another way to see what's working is to use YouTube Analytics. So YouTube Analytics is one of my favorite things ever, right? And I have no doubt that you will get completely addicted to it once you start building your channel. YouTube Analytics records your channel's progress, right? So who is watching, the time of day, where in the world they are. It even shows you how longer the viewer stayed on your video and where they kind of drifted off or lost interest. To access your analytics page, sign in to your YouTube Studio page and select Analytics from the left-hand menu. Within YouTube Analytics, you'll be able to look through different tabs to help you see data that's most relevant to your goals. The tabs are Overview, Reach, Engagement, and Audience. The Overview tab shows you key metrics for your channel. The Reach tab shows you your channel's overall reach. The main graph shows how many people saw an impression of your videos across YouTube and how many people then clicked to watch your videos. You can also see traffic source types where people found your video. The Engagement tab shows you what your viewers are watching. You can see the total number of watch minutes and on average how long viewers spent watching one of your videos. The Audience tab shows you who's watching your videos. You can view your unique viewers, the average number of videos watched per viewer, and your subscriber growth or decline. These stats help you know what's working and what's not, so you can adapt and change to build your channel to suit your audience. To understand further and get the most out of your analytics, head over to Google Support. I believe Michael is going to be able to share the link there now. And of course, another way you can reach your target audience is with advertisements. Adverts on YouTube are a great opportunity for growth. You can have your brand advertised on other users' videos to viewers who would be interested in your brand. You can reach them. You can pinpoint who sees your ad. You don't need everyone to view it, only the people who will be interested in what you have to offer. And you only pay when the viewer shows interest. So whether they watch more than 30 seconds or click on your ad, that's why I love the 30-second ad format. Make adjustments anytime. It's your call on how much your budget and how much you decide to pay. You're free to make adjustments whenever you need to. Whether you have your own video or need to create an ad from scratch, there are services that can help bring your business to life on YouTube. There are a list of recommended partners on YouTube's website. If you want to reach your customers on YouTube, but don't have a video ad or the resources to produce different ads regularly, don't worry. You can use YouTube Video Builder to help create what you need. YouTube Video Builder is an easy and fast way to turn your images and marketing messages into compelling high-impact video ads. It's also available at no charge. You can choose from a variety of YouTube optimized video layouts based on your message and goals. You can customize visual aspects like colors and font, as well as add music. YouTube Video Builder guides you step-by-step through the process, quickly generating a short YouTube video ad. So for example, 6 seconds, 15 seconds, or 16 seconds. Before you can use Video Builder, you'll need to request access from YouTube using a form. Most requests are handled within 5 business days. Once you've received a confirmation email, you can get started. In Google Chrome, go to Video Builder and follow the steps as discussed. Michael is going to share the link to this now. Thanks, Michael. So how will you reach your goal? Understand which features suit your channel. With so many features to support you connecting with your audience and growing your YouTube channel, think back to your goal. Which features are going to help you reach your goal? What features are going to help you grow? And I'd really like for you to think about that as we're going. So I would love you to add maybe one or two I'm really happy to answer some more questions now if we'd like. But I would like to just go over before that what are our key learnings today. So one was around getting started with YouTube, being able to create and optimize for your channel, creating great content, I hope, identifying your goal, plan, and preparing and structuring your video, and then connecting with your audience and gaining subscribers organically. If we have time for some questions, I would love to take them. Yes, so can a channel have multiple owners and contributors? Yes, 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 yes. You can. You can add people to your channel, which is great. How do you share your screen on YouTube streaming? It's a little bit more complicated. We will send you, you need to kind of use Google Hangouts and then stream to YouTube. That's one of the ways. I'm sure there are others. We will send, we'll ping it in the chat as follow-up. Are live videos stored for rewatch anytime on the channel? If you select them as to record it, you can upload them or watch back. Usually you have the option to keep the content and put them back up, which is great. So we've covered a lot of information today, and now you've created your personal action plan. I would love to, I can't wait to follow up afterwards and see what you're doing, whether you're brand new to YouTube and need to create a channel, whether you're identifying your goal, whether you want to connect with people. I think that this is going to be an amazing journey for all of you, and thank you for being on this journey today. Thank you for all your questions. We're going to wrap up here as we're out of time. I hope that this has been as a useful dive into creating and connecting on YouTube today. As I mentioned at the beginning of the session, if you're interested in more training from Google Digital Garage, there are a few ways you can continue learning. We are running many more Google Digital Garage webinars in different subjects. If you would like to check out the schedule of webinars, please see information on this in the description below. There will be different topics available to watch, and we will be updating the schedule regularly. We'll also be leaving this video up for you to view for 24 hours. Plus, if you would like to carry on learning in your own time, check out the Google Digital Garage website for more online training courses, which are available to you 24/7. If you'd like to share your experience on social media to tell your friends and family about us, be sure to use the hashtag Digital Garage. Finally, if you have any feedback from today's session, please complete the feedback form, which is linked down in the description box below. It's been my privilege to talk to you today, and thank you so much.